Ever wonder why some touches feel electric, while others feel empty? Most guys focus on where they touch her, but the truth is, her body reveals way more when she lets you touch her. She won't say it out loud, but every spot she lets you in on has a meaning, from the casual brush on her arm to the moment she leans in just enough to let you get closer. There's a code hidden in every reaction. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know the one place she only lets men touch, when she's already imagining you in her bed. The arm touch, her safe invitation. Most guys see it as nothing, just a simple touch, a casual graze. But if you know how women communicate attraction, you'll realize the arm touch is everything. It's her safest move, a non-verbal whisper. I'm open, but I need to feel you lead. When she lets you touch her arm, especially the soft underside, she's not just being polite. That area is sensitive for a reason. It's where her skin starts to register warmth, pulse, trust. It's where her body tells her brain, I feel safe, maybe even excited. Here's what separates boys from men. Most guys rush. They hold too long or not long enough. But the man who touches just firmly enough, then releases, leaves her thinking about it for hours. Not because he tried to impress her, but because his energy spoke louder than his words. If she lets you brush her arm and stays close, she's inviting the next layer. But if she shifts back or folds her arms, she's pulling her energy away. That doesn't mean rejection. It means you broke the rhythm. Your touch didn't feel safe, seductive, or self-controlled. But if she lingers, if her fingers lightly return the contact, you've just been granted access to the unspoken next level. And here's the secret. Where she lets you touch her next tells you exactly how much control you really have. Get ready, because the next touch spot flips the entire dynamic. The back touch, where control begins. She moves past you in a crowded space. You gently place your hand on her lower back to guide her forward. Seems innocent, right? But in her mind, it's everything, because the lower back is a gateway, not to her body, but to her trust. It's one of the most emotionally loaded places you can touch a woman. Why? Because it blends direction, protection, and confidence in one gesture. If you hesitate, she feels uncertainty. If you grab, she feels dominance. But if you touch with calm intent, you activate something deeper. Her need to be led by a man who knows exactly what he's doing. Here's the twist. She's not just reacting to the touch. She's watching how you act after the touch. Do you stay composed, or do you start acting like you won something? Because if you flinch or get cocky, you've lost the edge. Women feel everything. They're not reading your hands, they're reading your energy. If she smiles and keeps moving forward, you pass the test. If she leans into your hand or slows her pace, that's a massive green light. But if she stiffens or steps out of reach, she just told you, not yet. You moved too fast. This touch isn't about seducing her body. It's about seducing her nervous system. If the lower back feels right, she'll start wondering how your hands would feel on more sensitive skin. Because after this comes the place where emotional walls start to melt. If you don't screw it up, get ready. The next touch zone reveals if she wants to be touched or just tolerated. Let me ask you this. Have you ever touched her lower back and felt her body lean in, but you still had no idea if she actually wanted more? Yeah, that's the moment most men misread. They think, she's into me, but in her mind, she's just testing your awareness. So tell me in the comments, what's the one touch you've done that completely changed the mood with a woman? Was it accidental, intentional, or just raw timing? Drop your story below. You might just wake up another man watching this who needs to learn it. Oh, And if you've ever wondered whether she liked the way you touched her, hit that like button, because what's coming next? That touch will either melt her guard or trigger her escape. Let's keep going. The wrist touch, where control meets craving. There's something strangely intimate about the wrist. It's soft, exposed, vulnerable. It's not a place people touch casually, and that's exactly why it sends a jolt straight to her nervous system. When you touch her wrist, lightly, deliberately, you're not just connecting skin to skin. You're telling her, I see your pulse, I feel your edge. It's control, disguised as care. Why does it work? Because the wrist is tied to feminine vulnerability. It's the kind of spot that bypasses logic and speaks straight to her subconscious. You're safe, but I could take the lead right now. Most men grab a hand, but when you guide her wrist, she feels something more primal. Like she's being led, not pulled, desired, not claimed. You'll know it lands when she doesn't pull away. Instead, her arm lingers. Maybe she locks eyes. Maybe her fingers wrap back around you. That's not just compliance, that's invitation. And here's where most guys blow it. They mistake the wrist as the destination. It's not. It's the checkpoint before escalation. If you stop there, she feels unfinished. If you rush past it, she feels rushed. But when you pause, hold it, and let silence speak, that's when she starts wondering what it would feel like if you touched her next spot, the one that shifts everything. And that one? We're about to uncover it next. The lower back, her unspoken signal of deep trust. The lower back isn't just a physical zone, it's a signal. A woman doesn't let just any man touch her there. Why? Because that touch is close to dominance. It whispers, I could guide you, or own the moment. That spot, right where the spine curves inward, activates something deep in her evolutionary coding. It's the space between protection and surrender. Touch it wrong, and she freezes. Touch it right, and she melts. Here's the truth most men overlook. The lower back is where a woman tests how safe she feels around you. It's vulnerable, exposed. When you gently guide her by the lower back, you're not controlling her, you're displaying calm leadership. And she craves it more than she admits. You'll feel her lean in, stay close, or even breathe differently. Why? Because her subconscious is reading your energy. And in that moment, she wants to be led, not persuaded. Most guys touch with greed. The high-value man, he touches with direction, no tension, no pressure, just command presence wrapped in stillness. And here's the real twist. The lower back is her emotional compass. If she lets you touch it and smiles, she's not just comfortable, she's connected. But the next touch, that one, breaks the rules of casual flirtation. It's not about comfort anymore, it's about permission. And that's exactly where we're going next. Let me ask you something. Have you ever touched a woman's lower back and felt her body shift toward you like gravity changed? Yeah? Then tell me what happened next. Drop it in the comments, because some of you already know. That single touch can flip the entire dynamic. And if you've ever used touch to lead instead of chase, hit that like button right now, because most men never learn the difference. The silent yes, when she doesn't move away. There's a moment most men miss. It's not when she smiles or leans in. It's when she doesn't pull away. The silent yes. You touch her arm lightly. She stays. You place your hand on her thigh for a moment longer. She breathes, but she doesn't shift. That is the real green light. Not words, not approval, stillness. See, when a woman hates a man's touch, she finds a way to exit, fast. She flinches, she angles her body, she turns to get something. Women are masters at dodging unwanted attention without starting conflict. So when she lets your hand rest, she's choosing not to run. But here's where most men blow it. They think staying still means they've won. They either freeze or get over-eager. Too much pressure, too soon. They take her silence as full consent, when in reality it was a test of emotional awareness. The man who understands the silent yes knows the moment isn't about escalation, it's about presence. You hold the touch. You look into her eyes, slowly. You wait. If she leans in, softens, relaxes further, then you lead. But if she tenses, distracts, or zones out, you release first. That's what separates a seductive man from a clueless one. Touch is not just physical, it's energetic. Because in the final touch, the one most men never master, she won't just stay, she'll surrender. And when that happens, the game flips in ways she never expected. The surrender spot, when she lets you guide her hand. Most guys think seduction ends with a kiss, or maybe a long embrace. But the truth, it really begins when she lets you guide her hand. That's when control shifts, and she wants it to. This moment is subtle. You gently move her hand across your chest, your neck, your jaw, and instead of pulling away, she follows your lead. Her fingers explore with curiosity, not hesitation. That's not just attraction, that's surrender. She's saying, "Show me how to touch you." Here's what most men never realize. Women don't just crave touch, they crave permission to give it back. But they'll only do it with a man who leads without force, a man who makes her feel safe in submission, not by demanding it, but by embodying presence so deeply she melts into it. If she lets you guide her hand and she mirrors the movement, you've unlocked the final level of trust. Now, she's not reacting to you. She's co-creating the moment with you. There's no tension, no fear, just the rhythm between you and her. Unspoken, magnetic, unstoppable. You're not just the guy she's into. You're the man she feels safe surrendering to. And once a woman reaches that place, she doesn't forget. Not for a night, not for a week. Sometimes, not for a lifetime. Most men touch a woman hoping to turn her on, but the ones who understand what each touch reveals, they unlock a power most guys will never access. Because seduction isn't about making a move, it's about reading the reaction. Now you know where to touch, when to pause, and how to lead her without saying a word. Don't just chase women, become the man she wants to be touched by. Comment, "Her body speaks louder than her words," if you felt that. Like the video if you've ever misread her signs. And subscribe, because next time we're going deeper into the game she doesn't want you to learn.